everybody, it's Nikki with Junktiques. We are a new YouTube channel and we are so excited, me and my friend Lauren. God has us on a new adventure and we are in our new studio, but we're not going to show it to you yet because it's a work in progress. That will be new videos down the road. But today we're going to do a fun DIY project, which is kind of where we're going to be going with this whole business. We've seen a lot of DIY projects online and it's just we have the bug to do it ourselves. And so we both have a passion for our homes and making our homes beautiful for our families and friends and having people in our homes just to do ministry and just have fun. And so we like to make things beautiful and we love to take old things and make them new. And so we're going to do that today. And we have a high-end budget style, but we like to do things very frugally and be responsible with our finances. So we are going to show you some things over however long we get to do this, but just how we do things on the really cheap. And so you can learn how to do that too. We would love for you to join our YouTube channel and give us some likes. So feel free to do that. But I'm going to just go ahead and show you some things that we're going to work with today. I went yard selling last week and I found this really cute galvanized planter box for $2. It is missing 3 feet, but it doesn't bother me. So for $2, this is what we're going to work with today. We're going to do a fall floral arrangement. And I'm testing the waters with some things, so we'll see how it goes, if it works out or not. I have pre-painted 2 pumpkins. This is the finished result. It's still drying. So you can see this was a Dollar Tree pumpkin. This is what it used to look like. See? Looks a little bit better. It's kind of a rustic look, and once we have these tucked into the floral arrangement, you won't see all the little mess-ups. But we're going to be painting a pumpkin in just a minute. But I want to first, before I get my hands dirty, show you this we got from, most of what I have here is from the Dollar Tree. It's just kind of like, a lot of people like to use this to make wreaths out of, but I love the cream and tan colors, so I'm just going to tie a bow. It's going to be a messy look, but I kind of like that, so I'm just going to do like a little knot in the front. And Lauren, tell me if I need to tweak something because I'm doing it backwards. And then this is just raffia. We also got this from Dollar Tree. And we just pre-tied the measurements for it, so just for the sake of your video. So it's kind of a wild look, kind of a messy look. And I might have to cut this off in just a minute, but I'm not worried about that right now. So the other thing that we did was we have these 2 floral foams. I got these at Dollar Tree as well. Normally when you do floral arrangements, you want to hot glue this and stick it to the base of your planter, but I'm going to be reusing this for other things in the future, so I'm just going to set them in, and they both slid in perfectly. So just kind of push it in, and we're going to be sticking our florals in that in just a few minutes. So let me go ahead and start painting our pumpkin that is not done yet, so you can see what I did. And I just used acrylic paints. I have creams and whites. It's a very messy job, but I got these at Dollar Tree, the paints, and I got the foam painter thingies at Dollar Tree as well. You don't always have to go to craft stores and pay big bucks for little things like this. These work just as fine. Now I will be doing several different layers on this to make it a little more real looking. It's not perfect, but so I'm putting just kind of a thin coat on first, just to kind of get all these little grooves. It's a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. And then we're going to let this dry. I actually probably will use my hair dryer. I brought that too, just to speed the process up a little bit. We are so excited about this channel and what we're going to be doing. We have lots of projects planned ahead that we're going to be showing you guys over the next weeks. While at the same time we are going to be getting our studio ready. We have some big events planned for next year that we're really excited to announce. But we're not going to tell you what they are yet because we're not ready to. But we are really, really excited. We are located in Pike Road, Alabama, which you probably can tell I'm Southern because of my accent. I'm going to just dry this a little bit. my hair dryer. I don't want to wait. Okay, and then I'm going to paint the underneath a little bit. So if I can do this, you can too. I am not an artist. I have an artist eye. I love design. I love to be creative, but I never took an art class. So we're going to be doing lots of things that anybody can do. So we hope that we're an encouragement to you for you to experiment and have fun with your own things. You know, sometimes when you see stuff in a store, like at the Dollar Tree, like these green pumpkins that look like really fake and plasticky, you know, just try to think outside the box and go, can I change that and make it a little bit better to my coloring that I like in my home, or to make it look a little more natural? And the answer to that is you can, and we're going to show you how. Okay, let me dry this a little bit. You should have seen us the past hour getting ready for this first video. We don't know what we're doing. We're just trying. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and let that air dry a little bit more. And then we'll do the other coats in just a few minutes. Okay, now let's work on our florals. Move this over here. Bring back our planter. And I'm going to be doing this backwards, so I'm going to have to come around the other side to check it out. What did I do with those wire cutters? Here they are. So these florals I already had just from something that I did last year in my home. So monetarily, they're free. The raffia, already had some of that. Some of these things, the foam things, you might have some of these if you like to do florals in your own home. But anyway, so I only had 2 of these. I would have loved to have had more. I think I actually got these from the Dollar Tree last year. They're cute. Lauren, if you'll just zoom in a little bit, they almost look like burlap flowers, which is what got my attention for them. But these are hydrangeas, and us living in the South, we love us some hydrangeas. I'm just cutting these off so that I can kind of spread them out. And then I also want you to see something that I have done that I've never done before. We like to use things that we already have. And so, you know, or go to places like flea markets or antique stores or thrift stores or Dollar Tree and find good deals. We love to yard sell, so you're going to be seeing a lot of that in our videos. But I didn't have this more limey color green, which is more of a fall green color. It's also on these adorable things. Don't even know what they are, but I loved them. There's cream and kind of a gold color. But I had to have these. I just thought they were so fun. But anyway, I did have fake green ivy, and I was like, well, that's not the right color, but I need more filler. So, so I have played with this greenery, and I painted it, and it is a hot mess. But I'm hoping when I tuck it in and just kind of camouflage it with everything else that it will work. So we might finish this and go, okay, that was a fail. But I wanted to try it and to say, like, again, if it's not what you want, try to make it into something that you could like better. So that is still drying. I just painted the leaves messy with some browns and some of the creams just to kind of mute that bright green color. Okay, so when you're working with florals, we like to say, you know, and this did not come from me, I heard it from other florists before in the past, you want to have thrillers, fillers, and spillers. So I would consider this my spiller because I don't have a lot of greenery that's going to spill out outwards, but my pumpkins are going to go in here too. So I'm going to just kind of stick these in and see where we go with that. So I have 2 cream ones and I have 2 gold ones, so I'm just going to kind of alternate them. And I will probably spread them out a little bit. So this gives us a little bit of height, which is kind of fun. And you guys, I literally have not done this before, so I'm just playing. And you can watch me play and see how it works. I have watched a good friend of mine do lots of floral arrangement for a store that I used to work for. And I learned a lot from her, so she's just very inspiring. So my hydrangeas too, I want to put in as well, but let me do these next. These, I don't even know what they are, but they're cute. They have like little beads on them, berries. They kind of look like dried berries to me. So I'm just going to kind of pop those in. And I have several of those, so I'm just going to keep putting those around. Sometimes when you do planters like this, you just want the front shown, and sometimes you want to be able to walk around the whole thing. This particular floral arrangement will just be more of a front view, I think, is how it's going to work for me. But we'll just see. Okay, I'm going to put some hydrangeas in here. Make that one a little more bulky.
And remember, she's leaving space for the pumpkins to go in there as well.
Yes, we will be tucking in some pumpkins, and I might have to bend some of this backwards a little bit to be able to do that. But
Plus the painted ivy's going to be hidden in there somewhere.
Yeah, for more filler.
Also.
But it's still drying. Okay, and so I have a little bit more green. The more green you can have, the better. So I'm just going to tuck these in on the sides. This foam stuff is awesome, y'all. You can just kind of tuck stuff in. Okay, I'm going to attempt to put some of this in, even though it's messy. Just tuck it in the back, because it's not the prettiest, but I want it to be full, so. This might be a complete fail. And I can always,
looking good so
I can
far.
always go in and take these out and put a different greenery in it, but this is just what I had to work with right now. So for this video, this is what we're using, but if I don't like it, I'll just go in and take this part out and try something different. My husband and I love to watch the old Bob Ross videos, and he was watching a documentary on him, and I love it when he says happy accidents, like that's my favorite quote of him. So when you're doing anything creative, you will have lots of accidents, and you have to look at it as learning experience and, you know, learn from failure. But how's that look right there?
Mm-hmm.
Front and center. We're just going to go for it. All right, I'll have one more of that, so let's just try it over here. Kind of a messy paint job, but that's okay. It gives us a little more filler.
It looks like you picked them up off the ground outside.
Okay, so I'm thinking one pumpkin's going to be tucked in here. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
I might have to switch
Very
it.
cute.
But let me set this aside. We have 2 more pumpkins that are going to go in here. Let me set this aside so we can paint a little bit more. We are trying to do this quickly because I know it's hard when you're watching things online. You want to be able to like watch it really fast so you can get to the end. So this one I have already painted 2 coats on, but I've already started putting this, it's called Antique Wax by Waverly. You can get a shot of this. I get this at Walmart. I've seen a lot of other people use it, and it just kind of gives it an aged look. But I will put more of that on in just a minute. I just want to make sure that all that dark green is hidden because I didn't want that to show. And again, this is the messy part of the job, y'all. So you just got to go with it. And I will add more of the aged look in just a minute. Okay. Let me check this one out. Add another second coat of this one. I'm getting kind of low. We're going to make it work though. So the idea with this is you don't need to make it look smooth and perfect because pumpkins usually are not that way. The little lumps and bumps and creases and all that stuff actually makes them look more real to me. So just have fun with it. Don't be a perfectionist about this. You're gonna see me go back over it with different colors and you're gonna be like, what's she doing? But it's all of those layers that will make it look a little more real. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry and I'm gonna work on this one a little bit. And here's my little wax thing that I have. Sponge, and I'm gonna dip it in the wax and just gonna kind of do streaks. And I'm gonna rub this in and all over it. So yes, it looks scary right now, I get that. And then you just kind of massage it in. See how that works? And if you do this and you're like, ooh, I liked it better the other way, all you have to do is go back over it with cream. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to just dab these edges to get a little bit of this on it and just kind of do this at the top. We did this with the other one and I just liked how it looked, and it's so easy to do. What did you say it looked like, Lauren? Like it's molded a little bit?
Starting to mold.
Yeah. Just an aged pumpkin. And then let me get a little
I
bit
think
more.
that one looks good.
This one? You think it's done? Okay. So then since that one's done, let's go ahead and show you how I take this burlap string, jute, whatever you call it, and you're just gonna wrap it around. You'll need a hot glue gun, which is, if you're a crafter, you have a hot glue gun. So the way I did it was I just tied a little knot and I put a little bit at the base, and yes, this is still wet from paint, so you gotta be careful. But I'm trying to go fast for the video. Whoops, I lost my knot. Just kind of tie a little knot at the base. See that? And then I'm gonna wrap this around. Or not. It's being stubborn. And then you're just gonna kind of do a little circle. And then occasionally what I'll do is I'll add more glue. I have a lot of respect for people that do lots of YouTube videos now that we're doing our first one. There's so much prep work that goes into it. It's fun work, but you just gotta think ahead. You gotta think, do I have everything that I need? And just roll with the punches. Okay, so this one's almost done. So I'm gonna do a little bit at the top to cover up that plastic little green that I don't like. And
You have to have a steady hand.
yeah, which I don't technically have a steady hand. It's okay, I guess. And then you have to be careful too with the hot glue. I don't have my finger protector. I do have one, but let me just try that again. See, it's not always perfect. You just gotta work it. But these won't be cut that off in a minute. Okay, so from a distance, do you think that's gonna work? Okay. All right, so let's move on to this other one, and we are getting near done. Let me dry it a little bit more. Because it's still very, very wet. Okay, and I realized I did not do a second coat on the bottom, so I'm gonna do that. to do the bottoms completely as well as the sides because obviously it's not going to be shown as much, but I'm going to do a little bit. So before the video, this is what we were doing for a good while to get those other 2 pumpkins ready for y'all. It's not hard, it just takes time. Now, let me do our little antique wax. And let's stick this. And you can see how it wasn't dry, so the green is showing, so I probably should have waited a little bit longer. But that's okay, it'll dry, and we'll fix it. This just kind of shows that, gives it some depth for the creases. This one's not as pretty as the other 2 just because we're trying to go faster, but I'll fix it later. Okay, dry it a little bit more. Okay, and let's work on this really quick, and then we'll put these last 2 pumpkins in, and we will be done for today. Again, I'm going to just tie a little knot. Put some glue at the base to get it started to stick. And then I'm just going to wrap it around. So Lauren, tell them what you're excited about our new adventures.
Any new adventure is exciting, and
True.
not knowing what's ahead.
Yes.
Exactly. Not having a step-by-step plan, just following as the Lord leads. That's exciting.
Yes,
And
for sure.
But I think the thing I'm most grateful for and most excited about is getting to do this with a friend, you, that
Aww.
I've known for a really long time.
Long
And
time.
we've talked about things and dreamed about things, and you've shared your visions with me, and for me just to be able to be a little bit of a part of it
For sure.
is
A support
exciting.
system.
It's exciting.
Look how pretty my hands are. Okay, so that one's still drying a little bit, but let me walk around here.
So most of these supplies, except for the wax, came from the yard sale, Planter,
Yeah.
or Dollar Tree.
Yep.
And I don't know where you might be watching this from, but Dollar Tree, if you don't have it near you, everything in there is $1.
For sure.
And so literally, except for the few things that she already had on hand from last year,
Yep.
this cost $12.
Yep.
The entire planter, everything. It's $12.
And there's things you could do to tweak it a little bit
Mhm.
nicer, but we're still learning how we do this. But we love fall, and so we thought since it is about to be fall season, we kick this off with this. So you can see here, I painted these leaves just to make them a little more messy looking. I'm going to go back and fix this pumpkin, but overall this was kind of the idea that I had, to have just a bunch of pumpkins just stacked in there.
And I will admit, I had my doubts on the ivy painted, but now that it's in there,
It's not too
it
bad.
works.
It's
It
not too
works.
bad. Anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking with us this whole time. We'll try to figure out how to edit this video to make it a little shorter. We are so excited. We've got a few more projects over in the corner. We're going to be sending more videos out this week. So be watching, and please share this and tell all of your friends about us. My name is Nikki Falcioni. My friend that's holding the camera is Lauren Robbins, and we are Junk Teaks.